That would be a tad stressful.
Yeah.
And we're sorry as customers that we stress you out, those of you in retail. Never fear, Zen Mommy is here if you are stressed out. Suzanne Tucker from MyMommyManual.com has several suggestions for us. So we really ought to start with time. Matt and I were just saying, cannot believe that a week from today is Christmas Eve. And I know if I'm not ready, a lot of you aren't ready either.
That's the chatter you're going to hear out on the streets tonight, is the stress about time. So we're going to look at 3 areas of your life. And hopefully after this few-minute segment, you're going to feel less stress, okay? So
it's all about meaning.
It is. If we start, let's start there. Let's start with meaning. And then we're going to talk about time and money. Because those are really what stress us out, isn't it? Really the time and the money. But if you don't start with the meaning, you don't have a place to focus. And if you do start with meaning, then everything you do, all the doing, all the busyness flows from that focus. So let's start with what is the reason for the season.
Right, that's
You know, what is, it's different for each of us. It could flow from your religious traditions. It could flow from your family, spirituality, just the sense of holiday. So we each need to define that for ourselves. And what I like to do is just sit down and write it down. And because I forget, and if I don't write it down or I don't post it, I forget.
Busyness has a way of making you forget. So.
And even if I write it down, I forget. But when I look up, I see it, it reminds me.
So answer the question. What is the meaning of the season? Put it on something like this.
Yes.
It could be a sticky. Write it down somewhere and remind yourself of it.
Exactly. And this is on My Mommy Manual, which you guys link to, and they can print it and fill it out with their kids.
I like that.
I did this one, look, with the girls, and I didn't make them answer, you know, any which way. They came up with their own answers, and we wrote them down. And it's going to be fun to see, what do your kids say? What's their reason for the season?
And it is important for the kids to think about the reason for the season.
If they say presents, number one, that's fine. Then talk about sharing. Talk about the idea of giving and sharing.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, and you mentioned time. Let's get to time.
Time.
You say less is more. We've heard this for decades,
that's
right?
That's your new mantra, at least for December, January. Less is more. Go overboard other times of the year, but less is more in December. Say no to things that are extra so that you can focus on the things that matter. We're all going to be baking. A lot of us send out Christmas cards, and we're buying gifts. So let's go through those 3 areas of your life. Baking. This is the greatest thing. If you're going to get in the kitchen, this takes 3 ingredients and no baking.
Starting with pretzels.
Okay.
Is one of the ingredients.
If you have a microwave, you microwave your chocolate chips for 2 minutes. Take your pretzel rod, drizzle the chocolate, roll it in these little...
Cracked?
And the kids love to smash.
Is that just cracked candy cane?
Just cracked candy canes. And look how cute they are.
That is, and that's a great gift for your neighbors.
They are a great gift. They take 1 minute. We timed it, my kids and I. 1 minute a pretzel rod. You can do 5 dozen in an hour.
Less is more.
Less is more.
My husband said to me just last night, you know, I meant to send out cards. I said we should have had that conversation 2 months ago.
You don't want to put that on your plate come December 18, 19.
No.
So it's got to be fun, or don't do it, or it's got to have meaning. So if you're celebrating family, I love to get cards. And I think one of the rules of Christmas or holidays is if you give a lot of cards, you get a lot of cards, okay? So if you want to give cards, but make it simple. I used to sign our cards. Now we have our names.
And this one is not signed. You just have it printed on there.
Printed on. Why sit there and sign 6 names when you can just have it printed right on?
And then this puppy right here.
Return address, just stamp it.
That's awesome.
And then
that's like $20 or less.
And I got this for $4 with my cards. So if you buy it this time of year, everything's on sale. With your labels, pre-do them, and then every year you don't have to rethink this. Add a few new friends, maybe take off a few, and update a few addresses.
And let's talk money. Let's talk money.
Okay.
That's a big issue. That's the #1 stressor for a lot of people, especially if they were laid off this year. They have less of the money.
And it is for everybody. So let's say you've got a circle of friends, 5 girlfriends, and you're used to giving everyone a gift. Get together and say, hey guys, let's do a Kringle gift this year. Let's get together for coffee. It could even be after Christmas.
A Secret Santa sort of thing?
And do a Secret Santa.
Okay.
So I put some names in here, and I put some names of some
Are these names like people I work with?
Matt, I'm pulling for you. Yes.
I'm pulling for...
You're just going to put...
Oh, this is a good one.
Who do you buy for? Okay, you're not telling.
No, I can tell.
Okay.
I can tell. I'll tell.
Right.
Should I tell? I'll tell.
tell.
I don't know if you can get a shot of that. Can you get a shot of that? Can you see that?
And now you're buying for 1 person. You can get a really nice gift.
You see that name?
Now,
she may or may not be
watching. I
watching.
tell you something, Virginia, I got your back. I put all Virginia Curry.
You're good.
All right.
You are good. That is great.
Not only with coworkers, but friends and family. Okay?
That's a great idea. And you also say to lower expectations.
Lower expectations.
And that's not a bad thing.
No, with your children, 3 gifts under the tree.
That's what we do.
If it's a tough year, they're little gifts. You've got a lot of big things you want to buy your kids, bigger gifts.
And I'll tell you guys a quick story. My husband demanded that we do this. And so 3 years ago, we started saying to our 2 sons, you can only ask for 3 things.
3 things.
The second you're into it, My oldest son said, I really can't think of anything.
Oh.
That means you have everything you
Wow.
need. Just ask for
Yes.
3. And they got to really think about it then.
And then you can, if you can't do it, tell grandma. They want to know.
Totally.
Drop a line. And then we
Absolutely.
tie it back to gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So it's got some meaning for them. And
There
it
you
doesn't have
go.
to be that. It can just be anything.
Merry Christmas to
All right,
you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. I hope you guys got an idea or two. I'm sure you did. You can find more advice from the Zen Mommy on mymommymanual.com and greatdaystlouis.com. Matt, you're next.
Thank you, Carol. Apparently Virginia Kerstree is going to be a little crowded underneath. You know what I mean?